We have been learning about how to select images for publication out of all the images that we shoot with our digital cameras. In this video, Mr. Gopinath Srikandan is going to show us some of his photographs that made it to publication.
In the next couple of slides, what I'm going to show is how some of the pictures I liked or I finally chose ended up getting published on a couple of different mediums. So let us go through it and see some examples here. So this photograph of mist on an early morning Western Ghats mountain in Karnataka, it is a pleasing picture. Beyond that, I was wondering, where possibly this could get used. But then a time came when I had to design a book cover which talked about feelings, or they wanted a moody picture. So then it got translated like this. So this is a book on poems, on love songs. So in this case, the author really wanted a picture that conveyed certain mood, and then this picture nicely fit into this book cover. So here what you are seeing is the front and back cover of the book along with the spine, and here you see the front cover alone. So likewise, I will show you how some of my pictures got used in a few other book covers. So here you see these were some of the books, the slums. When I took this picture, I had absolutely no idea where it will be ever used, other than the sprawl of the slum. The one you are seeing on the left hand side was quite humongous, and it was quite shocking when I saw it. I took the picture primarily out of that impulse because it affected me in some sense. But at that point of time, I was also pretty much early in my career. I really didn't know very clearly how these pictures could be used. But then a time came when I was working with a photo editor. I said, this would make a very nice book cover. And then there was this book that is coming up. They said they are talking about urbanization in India, and this book very nicely fit into that scheme. The one you see on the right was taken when I was a student. During summers, it was very common to see in our campus these trees this tree is called the Indian laburnum, and in summer, despite the unbearable heat of Delhi summer, these beautiful colors, these bright yellow colors of these Indian laburnum trees were the only respite that made me to forget the heat for a few moments. And the cycle at the bottom of the tree and the bedrolls, the Daba workers who worked there basically used these gunny sacks as their mats when they slept on the outside during night. So it was a bit of melancholy on the one side, the beauty of the tree on the other side. Both were clashing, and then I took this picture. Once again, I was very young. I didn't know how these pictures would be used, but then just because I liked it, just because there was a thought line that ran in my head, I took these pictures. Once later on, much later on, when I was talking with the photo editor, I said, this would again make a good picture on a book cover. And this book cover is talking about A Circle of Six Seasons. It's again a poetry on Tamil literature, but then everything fit in well. So initially, especially when you are in the beginning of your career, it is not possible for you to know the final output or to have an idea how exactly your pictures will be used. So, but don't bother about it. Just follow your heart. If something pleases you, something prompts you, something pushes you, go ahead and take that picture. They will always find a suitable place where they could get published, and they'll be seen by audience. So likewise, I'm going to show a few more of my work which were published as book covers or interiors of a book on an annual report. That is what I'm going to show in the next couple of slides. Please have a look. So here again, I took there was this children's competition, and then some children came with colors on their face. It was just interesting. At that spur of the moment, all I took was what I liked was the striking colors. So I immediately took a picture. But then since I was also involved in designing and writing this annual report, I had complete control of choosing the text, the layout, and also the photographs. So in this case, they all nicely fit in. So, here when we are talking about healthcare, this is another aspect that as a photojournalist you will learn as you go. Providing healthcare is also about providing joy to people, certain healthy lifestyle. So, healthcare need not be always about sad pictures of doctor examining a person or hospitals or illness. Of course, healthcare comes to cure your illness. So, in this two pages I am going to discuss with you, here I have consciously kept the joy in people that healthcare brings in them. So, here you could clearly see the child is not afraid of doctors checking his eyesight. So, there is a certain amount of happiness in him, but these are the things that you should be really looking at as a photojournalist. In this case, I am trying to tell a story of healthcare among vulnerable population. So, you look for these moments that capture a certain emotion in your subjects. That is quite important in your journalistic work. So, here again you see the participants are somewhat willing here. So, here the child again is somewhat happy and cooperating, and here on the top right you see there is one old lady who was like kind of fumbling. She didn't fully understand what the doctor was saying, and then her peers, her friends, they are making fun of her. So, although this was a eye camp, a health camp, not just an eye camp but also a health camp, people are somewhat anxious in the beginning because they were little worried about what the doctor would say, about what if the doctor says that they have some ailment that would cost them a lot of money. But then as things progressed, they were also at the same time very happy that such healthcare is made available to them. So, healthcare is of course a universal need for all the people across the world. So, these are the aspects that you should kind of try and capture so that your pictures are more effective. Now, let us have a recap. So, initially we talked about deciding your photograph on your mind, basically deciding what you want to show in your photograph to your audience. Then do your editing, as I said, in your mind as much as possible, because this is a fantastic training especially when you are in the beginning of your career. Then decide how you want to present these pictures. So, once that is done, you go ahead and shoot. Then once you have taken all your pictures, come back to the editing board, place them, go through your thumbnails, get an overview of all the variety of pictures that you have shot, or the band of pictures, the spectrum of pictures that you have got. Go through them, take your time to scroll through them, enlarge them, coming back to the thumbnails, see if there is a story that you want to build. Take your time, then step by step you move on. So, once you have got an overview, you go about shortlisting them. So, as we saw earlier, there are many ways of shortlisting. The way we shortlisted was we used labels. So, once you have labeled them, you have a relook. So, this is the second level of shortlisting you are going to do. First level, you chose, let us say 10 pictures, then you label them. Only now you are looking at the first 10 pictures that you have labeled. Now you are re-looking at them. So, this is the second level of editing. Sometimes it will not end with, not sometimes, in fact quite often it will not end with the second round of editing. You may actually do 7 or 8 or 9 or even 20 rounds of editing, but then you will improve as you go. So, have a relook, take your time, then get all the labeled selected pictures together, have a closer look at them. As I said, you go back and forth, do not worry about that. Once you have decided, get the appropriate pictures. Once you have chosen the appropriate pictures, we do some amount of fine tuning on them. So, fine tuning is done either through the presets or entirely manually, depending upon your taste. But then please bear in mind, if you are a photojournalist and if you are presenting your work as a journalistic work, stay close to the reality, stay close to what you have witnessed. But if you are just playing around, if you just want to let your creative thoughts run wild, feel free to play around, move around, play around with all the fine tuning, work on color, work on brightness, work on distorting the picture even if you want, no problems. In fact, by doing these, in fact you will learn the tools, you will understand how capable these tools are. In fact, you will understand what is the limit within which as a photojournalist you should stay. So, feel free, be open to test all the tools, because once you have a better understanding of the tools, then you will also automatically know where to stop. So, play around with it, feel free, and then finally once you have edited and fine-tuned your picture, hand them over to your editors or designers with whose consultation you are working on a particular project. So, this is largely how we go about acquiring pictures, editing them, selecting them, and then handing over to final outputs. I hope the techniques that you learned on how to organize your pictures and edit them was useful. Practice them as much as you want and apply them on your projects as a student of photojournalism.
In this lesson, you have learnt a step-by-step process through which you can organize your work and make the final selection of images. As a photographer, you're going to shoot a lot of pictures, and finally, you're going to decide which are the best ones that work and that can be submitted for a publication. Please remember that this is just a guide, and finally, you have to choose and decide what works for you. You must decide on a workflow that works for you and which helps you to organize your work, make a final selection of images, and finally meet deadlines. The mantra here is efficiency. Whatever helps you to be efficient and to access your work at the right time, at the right place, is a good thing to go for. We hope that as you do more photography, you will follow these tips and have some workflow, some method in place that helps you to be more efficient, more creative, and more productive.